Hello everyone, hope you're all keeping well and welcome back to Workshop Wednesday. So, a few of you got on to contact with me wondering why we haven't had any videos up the last 2 weeks. And that's because my fabulous wife gave birth to her first child, came out good and healthy. He is, what is he now? He's 18, 19 days old. So yeah, our new employee won't be long before, say maybe Christmas time, he'll be in here pressing buttons and getting all these printers going. So we had a nice 2 week break from the workshop and designing and posting all our social medias, which was actually an ideal break. So last week I decided time to get back into it. I just started printing stuff, building up a bit of stock, and that's about it. And then the afternoon nap time I was designing when the young fellow was down sleeping. So we only have one printer going at the moment. It is finishing off an order for our precast structure, and then once those are done, then everything is packed up, and then we will be caught up on all of our orders. So we don't have anything going on the two larger printers. Over here we have designed, a few days ago, to finish off, we designed our Nordec blade. So it is for the Nordec N117 model wind turbine, and that is I think it's a 3 megawatt wind turbine, and this is compared to our Vestas blade, which is a 2 megawatt wind turbine. So the diameter of the root is, on the Vestas one is 4 centimeters, and then on the Nordec one is 5 centimeters. So I had to redesign transport frames for that for everyone in 1:50 scale, and then the length of them as well. So we have the Vestas one is 98 centimeters, and then the Nordec one here and here are 114 centimeters. So yeah, I actually have one of them hooked up behind me on the diorama, so I will show you that in a jiffy. I've done a little bit of cleaning up here where the models, I'm going to tidy it up again. It's a little messy, especially in this corner here. I'm just going to throw stuff into it when we have a bit of space, so we'll get that organized a bit better. And then up on the top shelf, again, that's just storage for all of our 3D filament. And we have a few nacelles, Vestas nacelles up there, as well as our bridge beams. So that's the handy place to store my bridge beams when I'm coating them in the concrete acrylic. Yeah, also been over here, we have been working on more bog mats. So there's about 200 bog mats there, just print and reset, and I just have to drill out the holes and stick the pins in the center. So we'll come around to our worktop area, and I printed out the ballast tray for the LR 1600 in white. I previously had printed in yellow and said, you know what, I have it printed, might as well spray it white when it's there. It was a shocking attempt to spray it, so chucked that one in the bin and then printed it in white, sprayed it white, and then there, I'll have to have a go at these pins again. Don't know if you can see there in the camera, but they're not as straight as you would like for them to go into the holes. Now, if anyone is interested in this, is actually a file from Cults, so that's where I found it. I didn't design it. Now I'm saying that these A-frames could be better designed. They're only rectangular, where in the actual one the A-frame is cylindrical, and there only seems to be the one of these, so you have the resting pins only fall down the one way. So if you're going to have a fall down on both sides, you have the mount there for the staircase facing the opposite direction. So I don't know why the person on Colts didn't include the second A-frame, but again, it's probably just a simple design. Take that off in Fusion, stick it off that way, and yeah, that is that. Now over onto our diorama area. Here is our Nordec wind turbine, so that's the N117. So earlier I was telling you about the blades that we had printed out. We have 3 of them, and yeah, so we have the larger base compared to the Vestas wind turbine, and then we have 4 tower sections instead of 3, and we are at a hub height of, what are we, 80. I have an absolute brain fart here now. 90 meters, so it's 1.8 meters up to the hub height, and then the blades themselves are 114 centimeters. Behind all of these towers, then you have the LR. We've done very small. We literally just used the Mammoth model to drop off a few extra there and there, a few extra bog mats for the crane, and we'll have more boom sections to be delivered, and we'll start assembling it hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I keep saying this, I hope probably Christmas now at this stage that we'll get that sorted. So here in front of us, here is our blade on the Martrain model. So as you can see, the root frame is a little larger than the Vestas one, so it actually kind of hangs off slightly at both ends, but that is to scale, thankfully. And then we zoom down the blade. We have our transport frame, so something different than what I had designed for the Vestas model blade, and I had attempted to hopefully stick a pin in this part and then be able to flip it up, but I have to redesign that because I tried to drill it out, and when you're drilling into plastic, the plastic gets warm, and yeah, I had to print it a second time, and just for aesthetic purposes I just glued it in place. So yeah, I might redesign it, or I might just print it all as one and just leave it at that, because I mean, you can literally just, it's hard to do one hand, but bring it in, bring it out, set it down onto the frame of the trailer. Yeah, so that's it now for another Workshop Wednesday here at Dangan Diecast. Guys, any questions, leave them in the comments. I am hoping to have the website fully stocked up come the end of October into November, and then we'll look at running, we might run a little sale for the month of November, we'll see. But yeah, next video, hope to do between now and next week's Workshop Wednesday, is the assembly of the full Nordec wind turbine. I just have to actually not drill out, but just kind of open up the holes here slightly so the rod fits in better. These holes are 8mm in diameter, but when it comes to printing they might be slightly smaller, so I just have to use the drill, sand it, and sand them so it opens up the hole a little bit more for the threaded rod to fit in. So yeah, I am going to do that off screen today, and then hopefully then, today's Wednesday, so hopefully Saturday or the following Saturday, I'll have a video of me assembling the full model of the Nordec wind turbine. And if there's any interest in that, I will throw it up, because it's nice to have a different option compared to the Vestas model wind turbine. And then once I have that finished, I actually have to do a Vestas V80. So that's actually 80 meter hub height, so I can keep the same towers for my V100 model. I just have to change out the nacelle, the hub and the blades. But yeah, hopefully that won't be too hard. The hardest part is actually designing the hub. Would you believe it or not, the blades take about 20 minutes of designing. This slow process is trying to get it, trying to get them right, trying to get the to come out. And there's actually, it's hard to see because it's white, but there's a bit of there's a nice curvature there where this will actually catch the wind when it's fully assembled. And that's actually how it really works until we get a motor in them. That's how they rotate, because you have our bearing here in the nacelle, and then over on, actually I have one over here. So pretty much slots into the bearing, and then the wind rotates them around. And yeah, that's it. Actually, guys, I'll wrap it up here now. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all the messages actually on social media about the young fella. He is doing mighty, and the two of us are over the moon with him. And yeah, I'll chat to you all next week. Take care easy. Bye bye bye.